Ty Tullio, Oshawa Generals. I'm from Tecumseh, Ontario, and I'm a right winger.
Tyler Tullio.
Ty Tullio.
Tyler Tullio.
Ty Tullio. And the hot streak for Ty Tullio continues. Ty Tullio.
Ty Tullio.
The Italian Stallions hook up as Sam Cosentino named them Tomasino to Tullio, and it's 2-0 Oshawa.
The one thing that you really like about Ty's game is how hard he competes. You know, he would do anything to win a hockey game.
Kid can flat out shoot the puck, and he's playing the best hockey of his young Ontario Hockey League career.
Newman and Tullio were already blowing up before Tomasino's arrival. Well, this just maybe threw a bit more fuel on that fire.
Comes out Tullio with a shot. It's in the net.
Gives to Tullio. Tullio walking in. Score! Lead pass for Eggenberger to McShane. Onside across the wood to Tullio. He's too deep. Score!
Ty Tullio strikes.
Ty Tullio was drafted 11th overall in the 2018 OHL priority selection from the Vaughan Kings by a team he grew up close to, the Oshawa Generals.
The Oshawa Generals were pleased to select in the first round selection Tyler Tullio, Vaughan Kings.
In September of 2007, Ty's father Rocco bought the Generals, and Ty was surrounded quickly by the OHL. He grew up around the team and many great players to pass through the organization, and was very close to one of the greatest generals of all time, John Tavares.
But he'd take really good care of me, especially when I'd go on the ice for practices and things like that when I was around 7. So just those little moments for me really just brought something special towards me, and it's a really good thing for me to see for when I translate it to some other kids. Just because he was somebody who I looked up to, especially with my dad owning the team here. And him moving on to the NHL was a guy we'd always watch. Him with the Islanders now, especially into the Maple Leafs. Definitely, like I said, with Tavares, like things like that, being on the ice with those guys when I was really young, that's just something that I really cherished growing up, and just being around the guys, seeing how tight of a group they were and things like that, and you kind of just translate it to then to now.
Standing 5'11", Tullio knows he's not the biggest player amongst his draft-eligible peers, but his work ethic, speed, and desire to win games is what stands out when you watch the Windsor native play. He goes to the dirty areas, plays without fear, and has shown in his second season in the OHL that he can perform in a prominent role on a team.
I think I'm around 200-foot player, guy that can make plays both offensively and defensively, and a guy that a coach can rely on. I'm not the biggest guy, so you gotta kind of get bigger in the gym, and also my skating. I gotta work on lengthening my stride, getting more explosive, just those little things that can always help improve my game.
Now with 8. And now as a break, here's Tullio. All alone. Tullio. The rooftop backhand from Ty Tullio.
His smaller size and tenacity have given Tullio a strong role model to watch in the NHL in Boston's Brad Marchand, who stands just 5'9" himself. It's where Ty was able to see that size isn't everything, and you can be one of the best players in the league, regardless of your height.
For me, someone like Brad Marchand, but not so much the dirty side, just because he's a smaller guy, but plays with a lot of heart, uses his size, he makes plays, scores goals, he hits, he goes to the dirty areas, so I believe that all translate to my game as well.
When he was 15 years old, not long after being drafted to the Ontario Hockey League, Tullio had the opportunity to play spring hockey with a player he would later be line mates with in Oshawa, Phil Tomasino, who he'd lean on for his experience leading into the NHL draft.
It's amazing. I mean, just to have him on my line, it gives me so much space, and for myself, I always know with a guy like that, I can always give him the puck to, and I can always trust him. And also for when he's got the puck, I just got to kind of get open, and I know we both know our strengths and weaknesses, and we both use those to our advantages. So a guy like that, he's just so good, so offensively gifted. So with a guy like that, I just need to play my game, and I know he'll find me the puck.
Setting goals is something Ty does frequently. He sets both short and long-term goals for himself in any given season, as well as a team goal of where he wants them to be. A selfless young man, Tullio also recognizes the importance of a season not just for draft-eligible players, but for overage players in the OHL trying to make their last impact on pro teams.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always set monthly goals, depending on looking at our schedule, depending on how many games we play. And I also set a yearly goal for myself, which was try and get around 70, 75 plus points. So I just try and focus on that stuff, but also I have a team goal, which is try and make it as far as possible for playoffs. And then also just try and help get the OA's contracts and things like that, and just try and help to see our team succeed.
Ty Tullio has been surrounded by NHL talent his entire life, growing up around the Oshawa Generals, and has dreamed of his NHL draft day his whole life, and he knows it's an accomplishment not just for himself, but his whole family who helped get him here.
Probably a ton of emotions, to be honest. It's just something that I've always dreamt of, and it's just something that it's always been in our family. Just for my sisters and parents to see me succeed, it's not just going to be a special moment for me, but just for my family as well.